I'm Angie with Church Lady Makeup, and I will be doing this look with my eyes today. H Cosmetics Warm Stone Marble Collection palette. So if you want to see how I did this, make sure you keep watching. Make sure before you even watch that you hit the subscribe button so that you can watch my channel, and if you hit notifications, it'll let you know when I post a new video. So if you want to see how I did this, just keep watching. Of course, we're going to use one palette, except there's one color I have to borrow from one other palette. Other than that, I'm totally just going to use this palette, which is difficult, but I think I can do it. It's this BH Cosmetics palette, and I am going to be using these colors in that middle row right there. And we will get started by priming our eyes. I am going to use Tarte Shape Tape, and it's in the color Light Neutral. I also already did my brow. I'm just going to take some of this with this doe foot applicator and put some right there and rub it in. My eyes are now tacky, and so I need to make that surface a little more blendable for when I add the shadows. So what I'm going to do, you can use a eyeshadow color that's closest to your skin tone as you can get, because this is just supposed to blend in. It's not, you're not going to see it, it's just going to create a good base for your eyeshadow. I would normally pick an eyeshadow that would from the palette I'm using, or grab another palette and find an eyeshadow, but the eyeshadows that's the lightest in this palette has a shimmer to it, and you don't want to use a shimmer for this. So I can't use this palette, and in the spirit of trying to stay with one eyeshadow palette, except for that one shade I'm gonna do different, I'm going to take, it's just pressed powder. The one I have is from It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. And I'm just gonna brush that on my lid and anywhere I put the concealer, and that will prime my eyes so that the shadow is more blendable when I apply the shadows. Don't forget that step. So I should tell you why you shouldn't forget that step. If you go in after priming your eyes with the eyeshadow primer, concealer, whatever you use, and you just go straight into your shadows, what's gonna happen is wherever you start with that shadow, it's gonna stick, and it won't blend out as well, and then you'll have splotchy shadow and it won't look as good. So you want it to be very even to blend, and so you need that non-tacky surface primer left on your eye to be smooth, so that's why we do that. Okay, so the first color I'm going to go in with is this light taupey brown. I love, love, love these colors right here, especially these two. They are like almost a gray undertone, but they're brown and they're just so pretty, and I feel like they complement any eye color, and so they are probably my favorites. I've been using this palette a lot lately and I'm really loving it. So I'm going to start again with this shade right here, and I'm going to put it on the outer corner. The outer V is what that's called, and up onto my orbital bone, but not into my brow, but just right there at the top. If you look straight on into your mirror, you can see pretty much where is going to show, and that's where you want your shadow to come. So just as far, like right here is where I'm going to need it because I'm looking straight on. And so when you look in the mirror, just kind of like mark where you need to go, and that's where your eyeshadow should come to, and you wouldn't want to go up into your brow because it's going to make your eyes seem very closed off. So you'll put some highlight in there, but you definitely don't want to go in there with a dark color and take a color all the way up there. You want that to be different so that your eyeshadow, so that your eye seems bigger. So I'm going to start with that color. So now we're going to move on to the next shade, and this one is more of, it's just going to make a nice gradient effect so that it's a slow blend into the darker colors. So you really can't see that color very well. In person you can see it a little better than you can on the camera, but you won't be able to really pick it out, but it's just going to be a nice transition, kind of an ombre effect into the next color. So the next color, I am going to, I should have said, I'm using a Morphe 518 brush, blending brush. You want, if you're gonna have to buy anything, I would buy a good blending brush, because your eyeshadow is not going to blend if you don't have a really good brush. If you have, for instance, just a flat brush like this one that is not a fluffy brush like this to blend, you're not going to be able to blend out your shadows. This is going to be very precise and put it exactly where you want it, but then if you can't blend it out, you're going to have a very cut line, which maybe if you're going for that look, it works, but if you're going for a very blended ombre, natural look even, you're going to want a good blending brush. It doesn't have to be a Morphe. There are some less expensive ones. I know that Real Techniques has one that's really pretty good. I know e.l.f. has one that is like $1. It's not the best one, but it would work if you need it. Actually, I'm going to use it because it's smaller. So if you notice, the Morphe is a lot fluffier and this one's a lot smaller. So I am going to go in with this smaller e.l.f. brush so that I can get a little more precise. This brush is going to make me go a little higher and fuller, and so I want it to be a little smaller area that I cover. And so I'm going to skip this shade right now. I'll come back to it, and I'm going to go to this next darker shade right here. And I'm going to do the outer V again, and I'm going to go up to that brow bone, but I'm not going to go up as far, and I'm not going to come out as far. Now I'm going to go back with the Morphe brush that I had, and I'm going to blend it a little more. You're welcome to stop at any point if you like it. You don't have to keep going with the colors, but I'm going to add a little more depth when I'm done with this, and go in with this darker shade right here and darken up just the corners. But you can stop at this place if you want to keep it very natural looking, but I would suggest blending it up first. So I'm going to do that with the Morphe. So now it's just giving me a really natural looking tone to it, and it's very pretty just by itself if you want, again, if you want to stop that at that place. But I am gonna do more. So I'm going to go with this brush that is even more precise. It's got a little point on the end. It's actually a Mary Kay brush that I've had for 1,000,000 years. And I just like that it's a smaller point, and since I'm going darker, every shade I go, I want a smaller brush to get a little more precise, because I don't want it to spread out as far, to create that gradient effect so that it's darkest in the center and then it just kind of slowly gets lighter on the ends or outside. And again, I will show you one more time. I'm using this darkest color, and I'm gonna again stay to the outside. I'm not gonna go up very far, and I'm not gonna go into the center of my eye very far with this dark color, creating kind of a smoky look on the outside. Now I'm going back once again to the blending brush. It is just kind of, it's not blended as well as I like, and this brush isn't really very good for that. I could have used more of this kind of brush, the flat one that I had, but instead I stick with blending brushes for some reason. So I'm going to go in and blend. I'm going to darken up. I'll be going back and forth, darkening up just to get the look that I want, and then we'll move on. I'm going to move on to the one time that I'm going to use a different palette for the one shade, and it's going to be for a white color. So if you have a white shadow already, that's when you use it. I have this Club Tropicana BH palette, so it's still at least a BH Cosmetics, so points for that, right? So I'm going to use this white color, and I'm going to use it just in the center part and the corners of my eye. And I do that so it brightens it up. You absolutely don't have to do this step if you just want to buy one palette and you got this palette because I say it's so awesome and you don't have a light color. I feel like this looks pretty good without anything else, any other shadows, but I love to do the white, so I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to use this Ego Tools brush that I have been showing you, and it's just a flat brush, and I'm just going to use it to apply the products. Also, I'm going to do this, you don't have to again, but I am going to spray some MAC Fix Plus. This is a priming spray, and it's a setting spray. And I am going to spray that on my brush and then put it in the product to make it a little more opaque. It's going to stand out, it's just going to make it pop a little more, and I'm kind of flashy. So, I'm going to do that. Now, I am going to take a clean blending brush. Not that one. I don't want that one. That one's not clean. This is a Elizabeth Moat. I'm sure that I got this in an Ipsy bag or a Birchbox, something like that. Anyway, it's just clean. That's why I'm using it, and I'm gonna kind of blend the white into the other color so that it is blended. Eyeliner. Okay, so I am first gonna use this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil right here. Any eyeliner that you want to use, you can use. You don't have to have this. This actually came free with something I purchased from Urban Decay, so I did not buy it-ish because I bought whatever I purchased, but this was free. I'm going to use, it's one of my favorite tools that I have, and it's the e.l.f. Smudge Eye Sponge. I keep calling it a smudge brush, but it's not a brush. It's like a spongy, like a beauty blender type sponge on the top, and I use it with my eyeliner when I want to make a smoky effect where it's not quite such a stark line for my eyeliner. So I'm going to put on my eyeliner, and then I'm going to use the smudge brush, and then I'm going to do another step after that. So watch. So now that that's on, I'm going to take this sponge. I'm going to just kind of smudge that liner. I had somebody ask me about this, you know who you are, to show tightlining. And one of the things, the most important thing about tightlining, in my opinion, is you have to get the right liner. Because if I were to go in with that Urban Decay liner, that I just used, and Tightline, which is putting eyeliner up there in your waterline of your eye, and you can do it on the bottom as well. But if I were to do that with that eyeliner, I would get right down here, I would have eyeliner, and it would do it until it's all gone. It wouldn't stay put. So there's a couple different ones that you can use. I'm sure there's a lot, but the couple ones that I'm aware of, Makeup Forever has a eyeliner that is for the waterline, and when you put it up there, it stays. It doesn't come down. There's no transfer at all. And then Urban Decay, I know this one I did buy, it wasn't free. Urban Decay 24/7 waterline. So it's probably backwards, but waterline is important to get, or just ask at Sephora or Ulta or wherever if they have an eyeliner that is for the waterline, because you have to be careful, because if you get the wrong one, it will not look pretty. So now, the next thing about tightlining is I wear contacts, and I am used to putting my fingers in my eyes. If you do not wear contacts and you have a problem with putting your finger in your eye or getting that close to your eye, you may not be able to do this, or you may have to practice 100 times before you can do it. So just keep that all in mind. This is not, I just do it every single day. I put my finger in my eye. It's not a big deal to me. So I can do this pretty easily. However, if you try it and it doesn't work, don't give up. Keep trying until you get it, because it isn't that hard. And once you get it, you're like, oh, this was easy. So that's the biggest tip. Right liner. And now I'm going to, there's two ways. I'll do one way on this side and I'll do another way on this side so you can see the difference. The first way I'm going to do it, make sure it's pretty sharp, is I'm not going to pull my lash up or anything. I'm just going to go in and put it on. And so it might be uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable with this, look away. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally, but whatever. I'm just warning you. It's going to get real. Okay, so here I go with this one. So I can tell a big difference, but in the camera it doesn't show. If you're wearing false lashes, tightlining is really a good idea, because it keeps all of that looking more natural. And then if you don't want to wear liner on the top, but you like the look of the liner and you want your lashes fuller looking, tightlining is a great way to go, because you don't see the liner on the top, but yet it still makes your lashes look full. The other way that you could do tightlining is you can actually pull your eye up and just go in underneath like this and do it that way. That's also a way that you can do it. What you're trying to accomplish, when you have a contact on, that's kind of weird. What you're trying to accomplish is this is supposed to go like between the lashes. So you're not necessarily just going on your waterline, but it will get there, but you're trying to go between your lashes as well. So that is the tightlining in a nutshell. I guess it's pretty easy. You can do the bottom. The one thing I would be careful of, and again, there's different people going for different looks, but I would be careful not to make this waterline right here really black and just full of it liner, unless you have really big eyes and you're trying to make your eyes smaller, because what that's going to do is close in your eyes. And I still put eyeliner on, and I just keep it really right there in the lash line, and I'll probably put a little on in a little bit to show you. I'm not ready for that yet, but you just put it there. And so you want to keep that very minimal, unless again you're going for that look and you want the dark. And I've seen people that can totally pull it off and they have big eyes and it looks really good for them. For me, I have pretty small eyes and I want them as big and bright as I can get them. So let's move on to my lashes. And I am going to use the Benefit They're Real. It's my favorite. Now I'm going to stop, put on my lashes, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face. And I'm back. I decided that I was really liking my eyelashes today, which never happens. So I did not put on false lashes, but I think it's gonna work. So I did all my face, lipstick, everything that I need to do, except my under eye. So I am going to go in with this very darkest color, and I'm going to go about halfway in underneath my eye on both sides. I also have my waterline eyeliner. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use it. We'll see how it looks once I get this done, and then I'll decide. So I'm going to do that right now. I am using this angled brush. It doesn't have a name. I've had it forever, so it's just a named angled brush. Now I'm going to finish up with more mascara. I have this little patch of hair right here that I'm trying to spread out, and I feel kind of President Trumpish, trying to take his hair and make it look like there's more when there really isn't. I feel like I'm trying to do that right here and make that look like I actually have more lashes than I do. But anyway, so I took a spoolie and just kind of spread them out a little bit, added some liner, did what I could. Oh well. I'm also taking this spoolie, and I am going to, right above my lash, I got some mascara. So the best tip you can do for that is wait till it dries, and then take a spoolie, a clean spoolie, and just rub it, and it will get rid of it. Look, and I'm gonna do it again because it's so much fun. I took some of the white from the extra palette, and I put it up here. I just kept it right here to my arch on that side and the other side. But then I kind of pull it down, like most of the product is right here in the arch, and then I pull it kind of down, which again is gonna just open my eyes up a little bit. And then I'm going to touch up the white because I like it. And whoa, cue music. Whoa. I always watch those videos and they like look all beautiful when they're done, and I always feel like when I try to do that it just looks stupid. So here is the eye look with this BH Cosmetics palette that I created, and I'm done. I hope you like the video. If you do, make sure you subscribe at the bottom of your screen, one of those sides. That helps me out. And you might hit that notifications button, because otherwise you won't get notified when I put up a new video. And then just watch. There you have it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. It's a tart shaped tape. This is a BH Cosmetics number 6. I don't know what, I think number 6. No, it's number 9. I had it upside down. I feel a little crazy right now because I'm around kids all day.